Hello, this is a Mercenary Spotlight on Jayden. This spotlight takes place after his November 2021 update, but I didn't cover him before that, so this is my first spotlight on Jayden. Jayden is a 3-star magician. His story is that he was living an ordinary life but found a magical book that summons an actual anime waifu. He then dedicated his life to learning summoning magic so he could summon more waifus. I'm not making this up, that's his story. Jayden's companion is Emma, and she's the daughter of the landlord that owns Jayden's home. She's a very entitled and spoiled girl and manipulates Jayden to essentially slave for her. To translate this to modern times, Jayden is that banned word on Twitch that sounds like simple without the ul, and Emma is your copy and paste Instagram model. I'll briefly go over Jayden's skills, gameplay style, and provide some of my opinions on him. I won't be going over the details of his skills, but just the general parts of it. I linked the Brave Knight Encyclopedia in the video description where you can easily read on his stats and skill values. Jayden's first skill is Titan Strike. Jayden deals additional damage after a normal attack based on his max life. At +3 and above, if Jayden scores a kill with Titan Strike, he'll restore a portion of his max life. Jayden's second skill is Lasting Crit Rate Boost. Before battle, Jayden gets a long-lasting stat enhancement that will increase his crit rate by a base amount. His crit rate is also boosted every turn as well. Jayden's awakening skill is Regeneration. After a normal attack, Jayden gets a healing buff that restores a portion of his max HP every turn. Jayden is a defensive mage with high base HP whose skills revolve around healing and utilizing his HP to soak damage and also deal damage. Titan Strike is where most of Jayden's damage comes from, and his crit rate boost allows him to guarantee that he'll score a critical hit when he eventually attacks. This also allows the damage from Titan Strike to crit, resulting in a lot of damage for a one tile that Jayden strikes. Following his attack, he'll begin regenerating his life. Jayden's main weakness is that he has no defensive traits beyond his high HP, and without any support buffs or spells, he is prone to dying just as easily as many other characters. His lack of any immunities also makes him fairly susceptible to the many debuffs that Novice Arena tends to be filled with. Jayden's preferred runes are percentage HP runes. His Soul Gear Amulet should also be focused on HP as well. I'll go over what Jayden counters. Jayden's baseline stats are good for surviving hits from other tanks, such as Carlson, Ron, Ayla, Renee, and Iris. Jayden being inflicted with attack interference is not entirely a big deal, as his contribution to fights is usually just to soak up hits. Jayden can also tank Alchi due to his mage type, as Alchi only does additional damage towards defenders and supporters. I'll go over what counters Jayden. Most openings will kill Jayden, assuming the opening unit is buffed enough. Ceres or Hephasia are two prominent supports in Novice Arena, and one of their buffs is generally enough to allow Deka, Karen, Yunring, Scarlet, or Aizen to take care of them. Deka in particular is scary because his stun comes with the incoming damage amplification. Aizen, Nia, and Xenon both have bleeds embedded into their skill set which can take Jayden down. Maxwell is an interesting counter in that after Jayden attacks and he has his heal, Maxwell can easily one-shot Jayden afterwards due to his ability to deal more damage to characters with healings. So some Jayden synergies. John is a character that has not received an update yet, but is a 4-star support that provides a taunt. This could better allow your Jayden to tank, as John also provides some incoming damage reduction and the highly coveted debuff immunity. Similarly, you can run spells to provide a similar purpose, like the Enlightening Amita spell to attach an unremovable taunt onto your Jayden with a huge incoming damage reduction. If you want to go the full ultimate Jayden setup, you can run the Rakshasa spell and apply it onto him for some really stupid memes, although I will not recommend it. Beyond that, Jayden kinda just fits wherever. If you need a 3-star unit that can tank in your Novice Arena team, Jayden is good for that alone. Okay, so for my opinion, as far as 3-star units go, Jayden was just kind of whatever. He is unique in that he was part of the trio of 3-star units that was released later into the game, and I believe that might have been the only time where Brave 9 or Brown Dust actually released new 3-star units. On release, he was really forgettable. He got his companion update and became more useful as a gimmick tank, and now he got a recent buff on November 2021, where his skills were slightly improved and his base HP is far higher now. It seems that the dev team really likes Jayden. I can kinda see it, to be honest. I like Jayden in that he's far different from the other characters in this game. Like, compare him to the rest of these male characters. See how he stands out? It's because Jayden's the sexiest male character in this game, obviously. All of these absolute horny designs in this game, Jayden is the most pivotal example of this. His sexiness clearly translates to his HP stat being incredibly high for a 3-star unit. Most 4-star units don't even reach this kind of HP stat, peak male performance clearly. Jayden is a fantastic budget unit for transport world bosses. He's also a decent unit in Novice Arena if you opt to run him, and makes for a very good budget tank and a variety of PvE content. So the question begs, should you build Jayden? My answer is that it doesn't really matter. You're going to have Jayden whether you like it or not. 3-star units are easier to obtain than to miss, so you're going to see Jayden's beautiful mug littered in your rolls. His investment is lenient in terms of skill levels. You'll plus 14 him in no time, but his plus 15 will take some soul gear investment, and honestly you don't really need him at plus 15. He literally gets 5% more crit rate and that's it. Overall, Jayden's rework does two main things. It makes him more viable for Novice Arena, especially as more defensive supports are reworked into that format. I could also see the John rework being really good for him, for example. The second thing that his rework achieves is providing beginners and newer players a very viable 3-star tank option. Jayden may look like the worst thing you can obtain in a role, but it's just a matter of perspective. He's more than what meets the eye. He's the best 3-star mage tank in the game. Simply because I guess there's no other 3-star mage tanks in the game. Thanks for watching my Jayden Mercenary Spotlight. Stay tuned for more.